Yes. Yeah.
All right, so next I would call Brian Story to the table. Now, Brian, we've got Sam Hampton on the list, but you're obviously representing the Banks Peninsula Geopark project. Good to have you with us, and you've got 5 minutes to present this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Yes, I'm standing in for Sam, but I'm the chair of the Banks Peninsula Trust Board. And for those that don't know me, I'm a geologist, and despite the name Geopark, it's not all about geology. It's about a number of disciplines. And I'm also a retired professor from the University of Canterbury, so I've spent my life involved in environmental and educational issues, and hence I'm totally passionate about the Banks Peninsula Geopark. So putting it simply, the Geopark is an outdoor platform for education and knowledge, and what we plan to do is tell the stories of this unique and amazing landscape that's sitting right on our doorstep for the people of Christchurch and New Zealand. And we want to tell the stories from its inception, as you know, as a series of large volcanoes, to the development of the unique biodiversity, and then the impacts that humans have had during a couple of hundred years of settlement on the peninsula. Through selective information panels on these outdoor trails that we'll be developing, we will address key environmental issues, which, as you know from a recent survey, is top of the list for the people of Christchurch are really interested in have environmental concerns. A network of trails will undoubtedly attract visitors to Christchurch and to Banks Peninsula. It's referred in the EDS report, which is the Environmental Defence Society recent report, as slow or nature tourism. So we expect these people not just to visit for a few hours, but to actually spend time and spend money on the peninsula at the same time. So, as well as benefiting the health and well-being of the people in Christchurch, we hope to create environmental ambassadors for the peninsula into the future. So yes, we're asking for some annual funding of 100k to support a full-time manager to develop and deliver our full programme of activities. We believe this will ultimately lead to recognition from UNESCO of a formal geopark on Banks Peninsula, and ultimately attracting not just local but international visitors to the peninsula. To date, we've relied on small grants. Progress has been slow, although we now have a much more active board, fully engaged in developing the geopark. But we hope with some funding that we would speed up the process and make better progress. But I want to just thank you for your time and to say we're very grateful for the support that we've had from the Christchurch City Council over the past couple of years, and particularly recently where we're developing these information panels for our first geo-trail, which is between Governor's Bay and Allendale. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. And you've left some time for questions. Are there any questions for Brian? Sarah.
Thanks so much. And we've seen a couple of presentations on this now.
Yeah.
We've also had quite a few other groups on Banks Peninsula approach us for funding for similar but not quite the same projects, and more on the trails and planting, those kind of things.
Yeah.
What overlap do you see with those groups?
Yeah, there certainly is overlap. I'm also a trustee on the Banks Peninsula, on the Rod Donald Banks Peninsula Trust, and that's more about developed recreational trails. But what we're adding, the value we're adding, is the knowledge and education and information through information panels, plus a whole series, plus field trips and lectures and general education programs in this platform. So there is overlap. And as you know, one of the pillars for the Rod Donald Trust is knowledge. So in a way, we're equipped to provide that knowledge pillar that relates to, that's part of the mandate for the Rod Donald Trust.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, do you see that the Rod Donald Trust, you can't speak on their behalf clearly with this one, but the ability for them to do the panels and those kind of things, the key thing is the recognition as a geopark and that particular information. Is that right?
So our key thing is providing the information for the panels. Yeah. So the Rod Donald has never set themselves up to provide these information panels. So that's the added value that we're adding to specific trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you talked to Christchurch NZ about that
Yes,
and
we
the
have,
destination
yes.
management type stuff?
And we've got support from Christchurch NZ as well. Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
All right, I'll take one more question if there is one. No further questions? All right, Brian, thanks very much indeed for the submission and for joining us this afternoon. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.